Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the AE Phase 1. This is going to be an American Tier 9 heavy tank. This has entered testing about 2 days ago now, I think, and it's a good time to talk about the tank because this tank is going to be the definition of power creep of the M103. I mean, this is just an amazing tank from what I've seen so far, and it's definitely much better than something like the M103 or the Conqueror. This is basically just power creeping those tanks because you're slapping a much better tank with a similar playstyle to the other ones. So concerning this tank, it has 2050 HP, kind of your standard tier 9 heavy tank HP, a 2615 DPM, 258 millimeters of penetration, 400 alpha, and a 9.18 second reload. So everything right there just seems, pretty good to decent, It's nothing bad there. I mean, everything looks pretty good, but you'll see what's so good about this tank in a minute here compared to the other ones. So accuracy is not the best here, 0.344 dispersion, and you do have, though, 10 degrees of gun depression, which of course is going to be coming in very handy with this tank going hold down, because this thing hold down is an absolute beast. Your mobility is going to be 40 and 20 in reverse, so it's a pretty mobile heavy tank, definitely, and it's going to be able to get to those hold down spots on the map very quickly. And the reason it's going to be so good hold down is just look at this tank. Yeah, pretty red, wouldn't you say? And so it does have this massive hatch, on the top, but when you're going hold down with that massive hatch with 10 degrees of gun depression, what are you looking at like this? Yeah, you really can't hit that. I mean, you can't really hit that at all. And the rest of the tank is like 300 plus millimeters of armor, and yeah, that's completely impenetrable. And with this tank's very nice penetration and its very nice reload, you're going to be able to really rip apart even the strongest tier 10 heavies with this tank. And that's going to be way better than something compared to it like the Conqueror or the M103, which both have extremely weak turret cheeks. And yeah, this has no such weakness like that. There is no weak turret cheeks on this tank when you compare it to something like a Conqueror and M103. And as well, the whole armor, look at this whole armor. Look at the whole armor, 500 millimeters, it's too much. Look at this whole armor. I mean, that's some insane whole armor. Of course, you are extremely weak on that lower plate, and some high caliber guns, I'm guessing, with HESH, or not even HESH, high HE with calibrated, they might even be able to penetrate that. So I would watch out for that, because that is a very weak area of the tank. But when you compare it to the rest of the tank, yeah, nothing else on this tank is weak except for the hatch, which of course can be hit when you're, going normal like this. So, just put your turret up and wiggle, and you will be able to dodge most of your things. Similar playstyle to something like the Chieftain Mark 6. And now concerning the rest of the armor profile, yeah, the sides, if you think the side of the turret should be weak, well, not on this tank. You still have well over 150 millimeters of armor on quite a bit of the thing, and no HE, of course, onto any side of this turret, unless you're shooting the back, which is, though, very weak. But when this tank, is all at an angle like this, you're still decent armor. Those tier 8s might be bouncing off this quite a bit, because you got to remember something. This tank is facing tier 8s, not only tier 10s, but tier 8s, which, when you're having something like this up against a Panther 2, like, what are they supposed to do? They literally can do nothing against something like this. I mean, they have a lot of trouble with tier 9 tanks normally, but when you put something like this in tier 9, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. The rest of the tank just has no armor, of course, and you can HE pretty much everywhere on it. But yeah, this tank does have a very strong armor profile, and when you combine that with a very nice gun, and then when you compare that to something like the M103 or the Conqueror, it just outperforms it in pretty much every single way. So yeah, I do think the AE Phase 1 should be nerfed. Probably the armor profile. I mean, the armor profile needs some nerfing. I mean, that's a pretty OP frontal armor profile. As well, the gun is really nice on this tank as well, but I don't really think they should nerf that too much, because it's not the most accurate gun, and I mean, a tank should have a good gun. Pretty much regardless, it should have a good gun. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me your thoughts on the AE Phase 1 down below, and if you have seen it in bottle or not. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.